Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Simplifying Business Studies. Myself Kashish Talwani, your business studies teacher. I'm here with part 9 of chapter 5 of class 12 Business Studies Organizing. So this is going to be the last session of this chapter. Let's see what we have for you. So this is the content of the chapter. We have completed all the topics except this particular topic. So this is something which we are going to complete in this particular session. So let's understand what is importance of decentralization. Before that, I would like to just recapitulate and let you all understand once again what is decentralization. Decentralization refers to delegation of authority throughout all the levels in an organization. So in this case, decision making authority or power is shared with lower levels of the management. In other words, decision making authority is pushed down throughout the chain of command in an organization. Decentralization explains the manner in which decision making responsibility is divided among different hierarchical levels. And what is centralization? Centralization means concentration or retention of authority for decision making at the top level in an organization. So there cannot be an organization where there is complete centralization or where there is a complete decentralization. There should be an organization which is a combination of both these things. So that means in real situations, a combination or a parity or a balance between centralization and decentralization is seen, and this is the most effective way to handle an organization and subsequently pushing it towards growth and expansion. So let's now understand what are the points of importance of decentralization. First one is develop initiatives among subordinates. So decentralization helps lower level managers to take all those decisions which are for the improvement of the enterprise on their own, and to develop certain appropriate situations or solutions for solving different kinds of difficulties or problems they face. So when they constantly handle these problems and find out solutions for these kind of problems, this helps increasing their confidence and self-reliance, and they slowly gradually this helps them providing initiative also. So this helps them develop their own skills and take initiative. Develop managerial talent for future. So under decentralization, managers who are working at different levels, maybe middle level or lower level, they learn to they learn this kind of managerial uh, art which helps them take best decisions independently. So this format decentralization provides them a chance to prove their talent and handling different various assignments which they are assigned. Such kind of opportunity increase their knowledge and experience at whatever particular level they are on in an organization. They This provision also gives them subsequent development of their skills, their confidence, and guess what we can say ultimately is decentralization helps managers develop their managerial talent for future. Quick and better decision. This is another point of importance of decentralization. Yes, decentralization helps in quick decision making because there is no requirement for approval from the top level management for every small and every petty decisions in an organization. There is also less chance of information getting distorted because it does not have to go through long channels of communication. So yes, quicker decisions can be taken and better decisions can be taken. Relief to top level management, this is one point of importance of delegation also. And as decentralization is the extension of delegation, yes, it provides relief to top level management. Decentralization, what it does is it actually diminishes the amount of direct supervision which is exercised by a superior over all his subordinates activities. So it actually gives them freedom to take care of the core areas which needs more attention, and the rest of the things can be delegated. Rest of the things, the authority for the rest of the things can be disbursed at different levels in an organization. So this is how it provides relief to top level management. Facilitate growth and improve teamwork. So yes, decentralization provides considerable freedom or liberty to the managers at different levels, maybe at the lower level or the middle level. This allows them to work independently in the best manner which is most suited to their particular department. When each department is doing its best, then the overall productivity, overall efficiency of the organization increases, and thus they are able to generate more revenues which can further be used for growth and expansion of the business. So yes, it facilitates growth and improve teamwork. Better control. So decentralization leads to better control by evaluating performance at each level of management. Departments, different divisions can be individually held responsible or accountable or answerable for their results. So feedback from all different levels helps finding out the deviation, and then uh, the corrective actions can be taken care of for that only particular department. So these are the points of importance of decentralization. Okay, one more point is left: promotes initiative and creativity. So yes, uh, when every manager is given certain powers to take care of his own department, his own area, and he is able to take decisions related to his own respective area, this promotes initiative and creativity. He will be more creative in finding solutions for the problems for which he is held responsible to find solutions for. So this will definitely increase morale of an employee. This will help him put his own initiative, finding out his own creative solutions for the problems. Yes, it brings initiative and creativity on manager's part. So now we will understand the difference between delegation and decentralization. I have always said that decentralization is an extension of delegation. When what is delegation actually? Delegation is actually a relationship between a superior and a subordinate. This is somewhere um, a manager delegate authority to one person. So this is delegation. But when the same CEO or when the same manager delegates the authority at different levels in an organization, it is decentralization. So we can clearly say that if we delegate an authority, we multiply it by 2, but when we decentralize it, we multiply it by many. Before reading whatever is there on your screen, I can explain this through a very easy example. Suppose there is a general manager in a company and he authorizes production manager to appoint 5 positions in an organization have to perform different tasks. So this can be a clear case of delegation, because here general manager is giving some responsibility and the subsequent authority to perform that responsibility to one person, that is production manager. So this is delegation of authority. But if there can be a case where this general manager distributes the same authority to different heads of different departments in an organization, maybe he is assigning purchase head to appoint one purchase executive, one finance head to hire one finance executive, marketing department to hire one marketing executive. So in this case, he is actually giving the same authority to different heads in an organization. So this is the case of decentralization. I would again like to repeat what I said in the beginning. If we delegate the authority, we multiply it by 2. But when we decentralize it, we multiply it by many. Now we will read what we have on our screen. So we will see the differentiation between these two things on these following basis. Nature. Delegation is a compulsory act. Without delegating the authority, a manager cannot accomplish all the work in an organization. Decentralization is an optional thing. Yes, if an organization is willing to uh, decentralize it, it can go, otherwise it can remain centralized. Freedom of action. uh, Less freedom to take actions due to more control by superiors, and here more freedom of action due to less control by the top level management. So in case of delegation, the superior exercises more control over the performance of his subordinates to whom authority is delegated. Therefore there is less freedom to take decision. But in case of decentralization, there is greater freedom of action due to less control by top level management. Now, status. It is the process of sharing task and authority. It is actually a way to reduce the workload. So sharing of task and authority to accomplish one objective, delegation comes into action. And here it is the result of policy decisions taken by top level management. So decentralization is actually the outcome of what um, structure an organization is willing to have. So this is actually dispersing the authorities at different levels. So it will definitely give more powers to different levels in an organization. Scope. Its scope is narrow as it is only confined to a superior and his immediate subordinate. Like we said, when we delegate authority, we multiply it by 2. But here the scope is much wider because it includes extension of delegation to all the levels of management. So here when we decentralize authority, we multiply it by many. So delegation has a narrow scope and decentralization has a wider scope. Purpose. So why delegation comes into action? To reduce the burden of manager, and here decentralization is brought into an organization to increase the role and autonomy of the lower level of management. So this is where we are actually giving them responsibilities, and apart from that we are giving them enough authority to comply with those responsibilities, and we are adding answerability also at different levels. So here we are actually giving them a particular role in an organization. So yes, these are the points of differentiation between delegation and decentralization. So children, we have reached the end of this video and also end of this chapter. If you are looking for any links to the previous videos of this chapter, you can get them in the description box. Any questions, any suggestions, you can always get in touch with me through this email or through the comment box of this video. Hope you had a good time watching my video. If you liked it, do not forget to like it and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Have a good day ahead.